Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, I'm Ersi Liani from UPI University majoring in accounting. And in here, I want to tell you about banking. But before I begin this presentation, I want to say thank you for my lecturer, Mr. Budiantoro, to give me this assignment. And let's begin this presentation. What is the bank? Bank is a financial institution licensed to receive deposits and make loans. Bank may also provide financial services such as wealth management, currency exchange, and safe deposit box. What kinds of the banks? Kind of the banks are central bank, commercial banks, and the last rural banks, or we can call that with Bank Perkreditan Rakyat. The first, we tell about central bank. Bank that is responsible for domestic monetary policy. In addition, the central banks also function to maintain the stability of the currency value, the banking sector, and the domestic financial system. In Indonesia, the role of the central bank is carried out by Bank Indonesia. Therefore, Bank Indonesia is obliged to supervise banking in Indonesia. And the example of central banks is Bank Indonesia. Bank of Indonesia is the only institution that has the right to circulate money in Indonesia. In carrying out its duties and powers, BI is carried by a board of governors, carried by a governors by Bank Indonesia. Since 24 May 2018, Peri Warjoyo has served as governor of BI, replacing Agus Martowardojo. As an independent state institution, Bank Indonesia has full autonomy in formulating and implementing each of its duties and authorities as stipulated in this law. In its capacity as the central bank, Bank Indonesia has one single objective, namely to achieve and maintain the stability of the rupiah value. The stability of the rupiah value contains two aspects, namely the stability of the currencies of other countries. The first aspect is reflected in developments in the inflation rate, while the second aspect is reflected in developments in the rupiah exchange rates against currencies of other countries. And the second, commercial banks. Commercial banks are financial institutions that are tasked with collecting funds from the public, or we can also call it funding, in the form of deposits and channeling them back to the public in the form of credit, or we can also call it lending. Commercial banks also function as agent of trust, agent of equity, and agent of development. Types of commercial banks based on their status. Based on their ability to serve the wider community, commercial banks are grouped into two types. This type of division is also called a division based on the positions or status of the bank. Position shows a measure of a bank's ability to serve the public, capital, or the quality of its service. The bank status in question is as follows. The first, foreign exchange bank. Foreign exchange bank is a bank that has been approved or appointed by the central bank to be able to carry out banking business activities in foreign currencies. Foreign exchange banks have the advantage of being able to offer banks service related to these foreign currencies. Example of foreign exchange bank are first the Bank Rakyat Indonesia, second Bank Arta Graha International, third Bank Sentral Asia, and the last Bank Simbiniaga. The second of the commercial banks is non-foreign exchange bank. It is a bank that does not yet a license to carry out transactions as a foreign exchange bank, so it can't carry out transactions like a foreign exchange bank. The example of non-foreign exchange bank are Bank BCA Syariah, Bank Jasa Jakarta, Bank Mayora, and Bank Panin Syariah. At the third, rural bank, or we can also call Bank Perkreditan Rakyat. Rural banks are banks that carry out business activities conventionally or based on Sharia principles. Within their activities, then provide service in payment traffic. The following are the business that can be carried out by BPR. 1. Give credit. 2. Raising funds from the public in the form of deposits, in the form of time deposits, in the form of time deposit, saving, and or other equivalent forms. And the last, profit financing and placement of fund based on Sharia principles in accordance with the provisions stipulated by Bank Indonesia. Fourth, difference in credit and deposit service at rural banks and commercial banks. Bank Perkreditan Rakyat serve credit and savings, although not as complex as commercial banks, which include savings product in the form of saving and time deposits. BPRs then provide current account product like commercial banks. There is a difference in interest on deposit at BPRs when compared to the commercial banks. BPR deposit interest is also guaranteed by the Deposit Insurance Corporation or LPS, a maximum of 75%. The credit provided is limited to unsecured loans or loans for employees and small business loans. The credit selling value provided is also limited, unlike commercial banks, which can reach tens of billions of rupiah, and the last does not have credit card service. Meanwhile, commercial banks serve more complete and complex credits and savings, which generally include BPR service plus the following product. In general, BPR deposit interest rates are relatively high compared to commercial banks, but with the consequence that credit interest is also higher than commercial bank loan interest. And the 5. Unlimited BPR service areas for agencies, commercial banks. In accordance with the objective of the establishment, BPRs are more focused on community service with relatively limited outreach. BPRs only serve at the sub-district or district level, unlike commercial banks which have unlimited reach, thus having an international network. This also affects the fiscal condition of the office, where BPRs are usually not as grand as commercial banks. The public must also be familiar with commercial banks, in contrast to BPR, which are only known to the people around the BPR of location. My presentation was done, and thanks for watching my video. I'm so sorry for my mistake, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.